Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Here we are on the computer, and I'm going to show you how I use Starnett to reduce the stars in my astrophotography images. Okay, I get asked this a lot. People always ask me how I get my stars so small. There's a couple ways to go about doing this. This is just my way, and I wanted to share that because it works really well for me, and I haven't seen anybody else do it this way, so here we go. Okay, so I'll pull up Photoshop here. Now I'm going to try to do some other videos on actual image processing and all that, but as far as this video goes, I'm just going to open the two files, one from Starnett, that's the starless version, and one that's already a completed RGB image. And I'm thinking we'll do the Rosette Nebula. So let's open these two files here. Sorry, my computer's kind of slow. That's the main problem I have right now, is just my computer being slow. Okay, so we have our two files here, one with the stars and one without the stars. And I'm going to say this right now, this is really worth, after Starnett is finished, going through with a fine-tooth comb and really getting all these artifacts out of here. So that's what I'm going to do right now by click on the spot healing brush and make sure it's on content aware. And anywhere you click here on these little artifacts, it's just going to smooth them out. So you really want to take your time and go through and get all these artifacts out of here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I know it's a tedious thing to do, guys, but it will ultimately make for a better image in the end. You'll be glad that you went and really cleaned it up. Because Starnett does a great job, but it's still not perfect. So here we have the starless version, cleaned of artifacts, and the one with stars. Okay, so what we're going to do now is make sure that they're both the same size. So I like to do 16 with 300 ppi. Okay. Alright, so now make sure this one is the same size. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make 2 copies of each. Okay, now I'm going to hold Control A, Control C, and Control V. Paste it right over as a layer on top of the starless version. And change the blending mode to Pinlight. And look at that. Before and after. So let's look at the Pinlight versus regular. Alright. But if you look closely at the stars, it leaves these little things around. They just look like they're placed in there. So what we'll do now is click these two and merge these two layers. Okay, so now you have this one. Control A, Control C. Go back to the one with the stars and Control V. Okay, so you have the original stars and the other one. So now what you do, you come over here to the opacity and you bump this down. And look at that, cleans it right up. I like to do about 50% opacity. Maybe a little more. Go. You just don't want them to look like they're placed on there. So let's do about 65. 65 looks good. Now it seems like a lot of work, but you actually get the details of the starless version along with the stars by doing it that way. And I haven't seen anybody else do it this way. And it works really well for me. Okay, so now you have this. Let's go ahead and Control Alt Shift and E to make a new layer. Okay, so we got our stars, and we're going to go ahead and do another star. We're going to select color range. Let's go to highlights, and we want to select just the stars here. There we go. Okay. Modify, expand it by 2 pixels. Feather by 1 pixel. So now we'll go to Filter, Other, Minimum. And we'll minimize these just 1 pixel. See that? Okay. Deselect. Now. There we go. So we have let's go ahead and merge these 3 layers. Okay, so here's the before and after. Before, after. I don't know about you, but man, that looks good. that's it, guys. Basically, as far as this goes, it's just personal preference from here. I know my stars aren't perfect. I mean, when you zoom in, you can definitely see some chromatic aberration. That's probably just where I'm using a doublet telescope. I don't know, but it doesn't really bother me unless you really zoom in. And this looks great in my opinion. I'll probably do some further tweaks to this. And yeah, but for the most part, that's how I use Starnett, and I just wanted to share how I use mine. And thanks. Till next time, clear skies.